What's up, everybody? It is Ebontis here. It is January 13th. It is the first TWAB, for one, of the year, and two, by the new community manager. And we've got a couple of topics to discuss here, and I want to go through this thing live for you guys today. We will be discussing this on the podcast tonight, right here on YouTube. It will be at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, so join us around the campfire for the last word, talking about this, and also the Witch Queen trailer, so don't miss that one. But we're back today. TWAB is alive and well, and we're excited for what's next with the upcoming launch of the Witch Queen. Just one more month to go before we learn about Savathun's influence and what that means for Guardians and our beloved Osiris. In addition to some nifty additions to gameplay, such as crafting, pokey glaive goodness, while we do want to share some news with our players, we want to keep some secrets because there's a few unique surprises in the way that you'll want to experience for yourself. Yes, please keep some secrets. Don't give me any big spoilers. I would appreciate that. Also, we can just take a moment to appreciate the latest trailer for Witch Queen that showcased Savathun's Throne World, because I don't know about you, but I'm still screaming in excitement, and the entire team here at Bungie can't wait to see your reactions with what's next. It's going to be a wild ride, so buckle that metaphorical seatbelt, friends, and get ready. Before you dive into the latest trailer, we do want to offer a small warning to players. Spoilers are coming. Be aware that the weeks leading up to the launch of Witch Queen will include information about those averse to spoilers might want to avoid. I have no choice. I'm going to have to see them, but this is a fair warning to some of you guys. If I do any videos on YouTube in the future, I will avoid story spoilers if those tend to happen on my channel, so you will be safe story spoiler front. I will see them because I have to cover it, but if you want to avoid them, you still will be safe on my channel. Artifact mods update, insert orbs meme here. Artifact mods have been a huge talking point in our community. All I can say is please let the artifacts just be better. Come on. And with the next season, we're making a few changes that will bring back some popular anti-champion mods, while also making some tweaks to the way Masterwork armor works. Here's a rundown from the team on what players can look forward to in Season 16. This is going to be interesting. Here we go. One of the consistent pieces of feedback that we have been wanting to act on for a while involves the unlocking of artifact mods. Starting in Season 16, players will no longer be limited to the number of artifact mods they can unlock. Sweet. Thank you. That means that players could feasibly unlock all 25 artifact mods by the end of the season. While we have made some small adjustments to the amount of XP required to unlock artifact mods, 1 through 12, in general, the pacing of these first 12 mods should be close to what we've seen in Season 15 art. Why do you have to change the pacing? Be like, oh, we're going to give you all of them, but it's going to take a little bit longer. It takes long enough in the beginning, and it's like the season thing for builds. Don't make it any longer than it has to be. Pace of unlocking the first 12 should be close to what we've seen. For each unlock after 12th, increased experience will be required for the next artifact mod, so the choice of which you will order to unlock will still require some decision making, and if you change your mind, you can reset your artifact and make your picks again. So yes, technically later on in the season, if you do want to do build crafting, that's fine, but it is going to be a little bit slower for those further unlocks. They can't just like, hey, make it a flat linear, unlock all 25 and you're done. I wish it would be that, but what is it? Is it always a step forward and step back type thing? I mean, and again, Bungie, if you're listening to this or you hear our discussion tonight, it is one of those things where it's like, let's not make it 25 things, there's 25 mods. Takes you a linear 25 amount. Everything's the same. Doesn't take any longer. The increased XP for the next mods. You always build your artifacts, so we can't like double stack crazy mods anyway, so I never quite understand the reason to limit the ones that we can have, or now extend the time it takes to unlock them. Yeah, you can pay to unlock them, but it's again this half step, which is why I'm still worried about weapon crafting, but we'll get to that later. When it comes to the artifact mods themselves, we are bringing back a few perennial favorite anti-champion mods, including anti-barrier scout rifles and bows. Really? Actually, I enjoy overload bows, but that's okay. And we have done some work to make disrupting an overload champion, which can be done this season with auto rifles and SMGs. Oh my, really? Oh, more reliable than in previous seasons. I hope so. So you're going to have to overloads, auto rifles, and SMGs only. I mean, granted, barriers tend to be snipers, so hitting them at range with scouts and bows is not bad. But auto rifles and SMGs, you're going to make us play with those. Fine, I guess. But yeah, the Disrupting Overload champions, there's literally one champion in one of... I'm trying to think which Lost Sector it's in. I think it's not Perdition, it's like... it's one of the ones on Europa, and you can sit there and stun him over and over and over because somewhere him and the geometry of the world or whatever, he just always unstuns. It's really weird. So I really hope they give a once over to overloads because those can be the most frustrating, specifically captains for sure, but I don't know if we'll see a ton of those in this expansion. We'll also be highlighting the new Glaive weapon archetype coming in the Witch Queen through a variety of artifact mods, including an option to make your Glaive the solution to unstoppable champions. That could be a little scary to get that close, but we'll see. And we have a few new artifact mods that will enhance some of the new weapon perks. To take a little bit of pressure off your vault space, I'm sorry. Did you just say vault space? We're also making some adjustments to the way Masterwork armors work. Starting with the launch of Witch Queen, you can change the energy type of a fully Masterwork piece of armor for a much reduced cost. Oh my god, you literally just need one. A fully Masterwork piece of legendary armor can be changed to another energy type for the cost of 10,000 Glimmer and an upgrade module. While a fully Masterworked armor can be... yeah, I guess they gotta have you spend Glimmer somewhere, but this is... Yes, if you fully Masterwork a piece of armor and you're like, I want to go Arc. All right, well, now I want to make it Void. It's some Glimmer and an upgrade module. Sweet. That is about as good as I could honestly hope to ask for. It's... I don't think we would ever get just free changes, but Glimmer and an upgrade module, it's fine. I can buy upgrade modules from Banshee all day long. Totally cool with that. Again, another reason to farm for your planetary materials from Spider right now. Make sure you like stock up on those because that could be a good thing. But just to get that flexibility in there for a reasonable price, not like golf balls and prisms again, that's good. I appreciate that one. They'll never make it fully free. Still got to be a bit of a game mechanic, but this is probably about as good as I could ask for. 10 or 20,000 Glimmer, you know, kind of a pricey bounty. And you're not going to do this all the time, like if you build out some sets. But if you do have one that you want to switch over for whatever reason, middle of a raid, who knows? It's not going to be like game ending if you do want to switch one over. So this, I appreciate. Got to Masterwork at one time, but that's it. Fine with that. Closing out, we are making a change so the Guardian creates orb. Oh, the way the Guardians make orbs of power. Elements of the new weapon crafting system will encourage you to use many different weapons and ask you to burn hard-earned Masterwork materials on a weapon that you may be using for only a few hours, just to generate orbs. That seemed like a tall order. This, combined with our desire to act on consistent feedback that players want to be able to generate orbs of power with exotic weapons that do not yet have catalysts, led us to the implementation we're going to be using in the Witch Queen and beyond. Orb generation on weapon multi-kills Orb generation on weapon kills will no longer be a function of a weapon's Masterwork status, but will instead be provided by a suite of armor mods, which are unlocked automatically for all players and which plug into the helmet armor mod socket. So you basically have to have these on all the time, unless you're going to give us another mod socket. Each such weapon mod will apply the orb generation effect to all weapons you have equipped of a particular... Oh my... So, theoretically, Masterwork, like, cores are not so hard to come by at the current time. Like, I know they take some grinding. I know for me, I have a crap ton of them. And I guess this will be, again, this is more of a probably help to the casual player, because you also now limit which is going to make your armor mods. Now, granted, do I need my heavy weapon to make armor or to make orbs all the time? No. But if my Masterworked Galahorn that I got the catalyst for, and I shoot it at a group of like 10 enemies and I don't make one orb at all because I don't have the mod slot to be able to put this on there, that's going to be a little, that's, again, a kind of a not quite there. Yeah, what's the point of masterworking weapons outside of the tiny buff? Exactly. Why put the amount of effort into masterworking? Again, weapons, yeah. Each such mod will apply the orb generation to all weapons you have equipped of a particular damage type. Okay, so it's arc or solar or void. They keep leaning harder and harder into that. They really do. So a single mod will cover multiple weapons in your arsenal if they share a damage type. This also applies to a weapon that changes damages like hard light, kinetic weapons with osmosis. We will continue to... So you're going to need a kinetic. Are you going to need a kinetic? So you're going to need a kinetic mod, orb one. And then your kinetic weapons are going to be good. And then energy kind of depends on the other stuff. We will continue to create exciting exotic catalysts over the next few seasons, but in the meantime, you'll be able to generate orbs with Cloudstrike, Thorn, Thunderlord, Teraba, and any other weapon in the game. While I appreciate that you can make orbs with those weapons, this is where the armor is just like, the limitations of the armor mods are showing themselves even more. Yeah, it's too expensive to have, like, you know, you build around getting orbs and those types of things, and maybe they just don't want us to have orbs all the time. It's crap, I don't know. They're like, you're getting your abilities too fast, you're getting your supers too fast with all these mods, so now orbs are harder to make. Gotcha. This, I'm very happy because it's probably as close to what I would ask for as we could get. Artifacts themselves, having some different options coming back, it's like, they're fine. You know, scouts and bows, you've got overload champions with auto rifles and SMGs, and then the glaive is going to have some stuff as well. So what weapons do you need to farm right now? Scout rifles, bows, auto rifles, SMGs. At least now I know, because the video that I put out today, or 2 days ago, is probably going to be a bit outdated. I didn't think we were going to get that type of info this soon, but I guess hopefully that video has some legs and doesn't just die off. It still makes some sense, but I will be curious how that thing does. Anyway, it does make sense of where to get those weapons, like a Void Scout Rifle. Really, the only way to get a Void Scout Rifle is the Hunt. A Void Legendary Bow. Legendary Bow, you have Imperial Needle. Solar, you literally have the Last Wish raid only, and every other bow seems to be Arc for some reason in the Legendary category. Anyway, you're going to want those. Sorry, this is a recording, but I'm also ranting at the same time, so this is what you guys get if you're in the live show. I'm not going to edit this. This is just going straight on YouTube, so good times. I may be more annoyed at this part now than I probably should be, but the fact that, I mean, what goes in your helmet slot? Let me look at Dim real quick. Just take a prime example. My helmet for PvP currently has, like, pulse rifle targeting and targeting mods. And then for PvE, if I've got that set up somewhere, it's going to be ammo finders, which they really don't like ammo finders. And, you know, stuff like bonus super energy on melee kills, bonus super energy on fill in the blank. But yeah, ammo finders are now going to get taken over for basically, yeah, ammo finders are now going to be orbs. Not really, yeah, or make ammo more reliably droppable. It's like, if I don't have to worry, like, all of my mods on a build just to make sure I see some heavy weapon ammo during a fight, then maybe I'm okay with this. That I can lean more into orb generation. But now if you have an Arc, a Solar, and a Void setup, in theory, you probably would only have 2 weapons in your subclass. But again, if you have 2 different types of weapons, you have a heavy weapon, maybe it's a machine gun, okay? I surely want to make orbs on that thing. And then you have an energy weapon. If you also need an orb for kinetic, you don't have enough space. You're already out. Then you have to pick 2 out of 3. Okay, I'm going to have to see how this goes, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be limiting in a way that could get frustrating, I think. Because you have kinetic, you're going to have energy, and unless you just go kinetic, arc, kinetic, solar. Like, if you go into a solo lost sector, and you need to be able to deal with arc shields, and you need to deal with void shields, God forbid it's one where you actually have to deal with all 3, you are still going to be limited to some extent on where you can make orbs. So those multi-kills will not matter quite as much, and maybe that is their intention. All these orb generations to get rid of the speed in which you get your abilities back. This is going to hurt it. To some extent, somewhere, some orbs are going to be lost. You could be masterworked everything. It's not going to matter. I've seen vaults of people with masterworked weapons. None of those matter. Those are some not thrilled people. I mean, think about that. I've seen pictures of vaults where it's like 200 weapons, like especially like when they've been doing all those vault cleaning videos. The good ones they have, they're all masterworked. That doesn't mean anything now. Nothing. Yeah, that's a lot of masterwork. That's a lot of enhancement cores that have been spent on just a couple of stat points, basically. Okay, that's gonna be a fun discussion tonight. 30th anniversary content will or won't be has been major questions surrounding it. Better not go anywhere because people paid for it. We have game shows. We have weird, sarcastic course. Some of it's free. Some of it's you paid for. So many have been loving the new activities. A common concern is Dares of Eternity and the eventful goodies will be disappearing as we say goodbye to Season 15. Fret not, young horse whisperer, because 30th anniversary, both free and paid content will not be placed in the Destiny content vault with the launch of Witch Queen. We'll have another update about this later this year, but expect to enjoy the Xur-led adventures through 2022. The Xur-led adventures. Like, see, I could understand if they get rid of Dares of Eternity at a certain point because it's free, kind of falls out of rotation. Maybe they have to do something with Xur in the story. But as you bought the dungeon, if you take that away, I know people are not going to be happy. Now, granted, we've already had vaulted content and stuff's gone away, but as basically you paid for Gjallarhorn in a dungeon, you better not touch the paid stuff for a while. That's all I got to say. Prime Gaming, got a couple things. No one ever asks where PSR. Colorblind modes. Man, people have been freaking out. I don't understand what happened, but I definitely don't think it went well for people. We are currently investigating issues with colors becoming harder to distinguish, but along... Yeah, this is a big issue. Accessibility got like a step backwards with this one. The Xenology quest from Xur can now be recovered if deleted. Yada yada. Twitch extension resolved. Known issues. Increased marmot errors. Wicked Overgrowth shader doesn't unlock in collections. Movies of the weekend stuff. You guys know I can't look at that. Art, very cool. Always enjoy some of this type of stuff. Star Horse requires your participation. You're being dragged in. That's too funny. Operation Save New Lights, another shout out before we go riding off into the sunset. Dares cause some unforeseen mayhem. Yeah, unforeseen, except for somebody probably screaming in the back of the room and be like, what about the new lights? Somebody probably saw this one, but it didn't make it. I pulled into the activity despite the lacking the required power level. Destiny community blew us away when everyone came together to help new players. Kindness, selflessness, and strength. These are the attributes that make a true Guardian, and every single person lent their help to show the Guardians were with pride. Basically, if you play by the 18th, you can get this emblem. If you haven't done it yet, probably should. It's an easiest emblem ever. And for those asking, our Threads of Loss venture into looking good continues. It's called Fashion, sweetie. Look it up. And we've already seen so many incredible submissions. We'll share our next batch of winners here soon. But for now, keep us inspired with those looks. We'll have more to share over the next couple of weeks, including more on Gambits. That right here, biggest surprise of the entire TWAB. So there's other stuff up there, but there's more on Gambit. We joke about Gambit's dead on the podcast, probably on every other weekly basis. Weapon crafting, I've got to know. I got to know what weapon crafting is going to be all about. That's going to be one of the most important things. And again, as we talk about these half steps, like we got Artifice armor, but seasonal mods still cost something, so now you have to spread your energy thinner. The orbs up above. Well, now you can make orbs on any weapon, but using it on all of your weapons may be more difficult than it was before. And a few other goodies that we can't wait to show off. This is like a tale of two things, but Gambit, I did not expect to see Gambit. Well, if you guys enjoyed this ridiculous video and my hot takes on the matter, please leave your comments below with your opinions, because I'm very curious. Some good things here, some not so thrilled things, and I guess we'll have to see them in action. But if you enjoyed it, drop a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. If you want to find me on Twitter, it is Ebontis, Twitch Ebontis, where I'm actually recording this live, and then I will read chat at some point after this. And if you guys want to find me on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit the alert bell. You'll know when new YouTube videos come out. If you want to support me directly, join the channel as a member or find my Patreon. Have a good one. I'll see you soon.